Hello and welcome back to the channel. Before I start, I just want to say a big thanks to everybody that tuned in to watch our first video and shared it with their friends and their family and showed us all the love and support. It's very much appreciated and it's inspired me to keep on creating and making more videos for you guys. So in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to sow your seeds. I'm going to show you my 3 methods of doing it and examples of which plants prefer which method. But before I do any of that, I'm going to show you how I make my potting mix for my seedlings. I tend to stay away from the seedling compost that you get because it's not got much nutrients in. It only lasts 2 to 3 weeks and then the plant starts to have yellow leaves and starts to die off a bit. So I go for straight in at multi-purpose compost level and I get a sieve. And what this does, it eliminates all the big bits, all the bits that you don't want, and it just leaves a fine, crumbly, fluffy mix like this, perfect for seeds. And this will feed the plant for 4 to 6 weeks, which is just the right amount of time until it needs to go in the ground. So what I'll do, I normally just scoop, break it up a little bit as you're putting it into the sieve, and then give it a good old shake. You'll see that it's falling out the bottom, it's nice, it's fluffy, perfect for the roots of young plants. Shake it baby, that's all there is to it. And as you can see, it's light and fluffy, just what you need. Now if you've not got a sieve, it doesn't really matter, you can use it straight from the bag, but just try and pick out any big clumps. So that takes us on to my first method, multi-sowing. This is my favourite way to sow seeds because you can raise a large number of seeds in such a small space using hardly any compost and any water. And what you do is you get a module tray which has separate cells in, and we'll sow a number of seeds into each cell. But first we need to fill the cells with the compost mix that you've just created. Fill them up roughly, all full, and then lightly tamp them down just to eliminate any air pockets out of it. Give it a shake, and then any more cells that just need a little top up, good tap, and she's done. Once you have your tray ready to go like this, you just need to poke some little holes in, no deeper than 2 centimeters, just for the seeds to fit in. And then get your seeds, pour some into your hands, and with spinach I aim for 3 to 4 seeds per cell. Doesn't matter if there's any more. And with sowing 3 to 4 in each cell, it doesn't matter if 1 or 2 don't germinate because you'll still get 2 plants, 3 plants that come up. The number of seeds does vary for each plant, but I'll put a list up of my early season crops and the number of seeds that need to be planted for each one. And there you have it, a full tray of seedlings. All you need to do now is lightly cover them with a bit more of the potting mix, just to cover the seeds up. Don't firm down too much and wipe the excess off. Next and the final step is to give them a quick watering in. You don't want to be too heavy on the water, just give each cell a nice little soak in, enough to trigger the seed into germination mode. And that's it. My second method is sowing seeds for pricking out. So I'll sow a handful of seeds of the same seed in one container, which will then end up sprouting and looking like this, which will then individually prick out. And you will plant them individually in here. This is for your larger crops that like to grow on their own, like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, lettuce, which we're going to do now. And I'll show you how we do it. So the same as the multi-cell. Fill up the pot just below the rim, slight firming down, and then get a handful of seeds. You want to sow more than you need but obviously not too many. So I'll need about 20 of these plants. So I'll aim for about 30, 40 seeds. That should do us. And then because it's lettuce, they really don't like being covered up, so I will just literally put the tiniest of sprinkles on this and give it a bit of a lighter watering than I did with the multi-serve. What I'll do now is I'll take these two home, because the temperature at home is more steady. There's no sudden drop or rise in temperature. So I'll take these home, put them in the cupboard under the stairs for them to germinate. In around 4-5 days, you should start to see some new sprouts coming out, and then they can be brought in here where they'll get the full effect of the light. If you wasn't to bring them here and give them full light, they would start to get really leggy. These are a little bit leggy, but they will do reach a lot higher if you were to leave them in home, because the heat makes them reach. And that takes me on to my third and final way I sow seeds, and that's directly in the soil outside. It's still a bit early in the UK climate to be doing that. I normally wait until around the equinox, which is the 21st of March. Then the soil temperatures have increased and it's perfect for sowing outdoors. The only two crops I will sow outdoors are carrots and parsnips, because they don't like being transplanted, as their taproot is the carrot and it is the parsnip, so you have risk of damaging that when you transplant it out and about. But I'll take you outside and I'll show you how I direct sow.
First of all, start by giving the desired area a rake, levelling the soil and breaking up any larger lumps using a sideways action. Then, using a dibber, a trowel or anything pointy, draw a drill in the soil 2 to 3 centimetres deep, ensuring the line is nice and straight. Next, you need to water the drill you've created, giving it a generous soak to ensure all the compost is fully moist. After that, get a handful of seeds and, using the other hand, sprinkle them in the drill roughly 3 to 4 centimetres apart. It doesn't matter if you over sow the seeds, you can always thin them out at a later date. Then gently rake the soil back into the drill, colouring the seeds up. Give the now covered drill a further soak to ensure all the compost is moist. Then, finally, mark each end of the drill with a cane so that you know where you've sown your seeds.
I hope you've enjoyed this step-by-step guide, but more importantly, I hope it's given you the inspiration and the urge to get out and go and get some seeds. Don't worry about where you're going to plant them yet. It's going to be another 6 to 8 weeks before any of these seedlings need planting out. And in my next video, I'm going to show you how to set up a no-dig bed so effortlessly with very little work. The beauty of no-dig is that there's no soil prep needed or hardly any hard work. As soon as the bed is prepared, you can plant in it straight away. So get out there, get some seeds, get some compost and get planting. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.